so extra, extra texture. That's my nature.
Many thanks to you for joining me
You're welcome. Thank you.
as a rapper, a hip hop singer in Ukraine. Who was your, your model, or how you were inspired?
Thank you very much. First, and we are three different people, three sisters, but from the same family, and we were all inspired by American music scene, of course, Ukrainian music scene. Somehow, we know a bit of Ethiopian music scene. So, but if we talk about the rap, of course, Missy Elliott was one of our biggest inspirations. Dub Rat, EVE, many others. If we're talking about R&B side, because we are not only rapping, we are also singing. So we were always inspired by Destiny's Child, Beyonce, and Whitney Houston, and many others. Let's say R&B musicians like Boyz II Men, Tyler the Creator, and A$AP Rocky, and many people.
Did you participate in any activity at school? Just in line
Of
with
course,
school.
in school, university, we were always singing. On Euro 2012, the football championship, I was about to sing Ukrainian anthem, and there were a lot of activities that we used to do as a kids. And what else can I tell you? Our parents, they always wanted us to get the education first, of course, like serious education. They used to say medicine, lawyers, and more. But we got music also. My sister studied in art school. I was more about the languages, and I'm a dentist by profession, and now, like, I'm a dentist. My sister Siona, she's a student for journalism, and Miriam is she already has 2 degrees on economics and tourism
Oh, that's so nice.
and restaurants.
Okay, how was your debut in the music life? How was the first acceptance of Ukrainians or other people from across the world?
Yeah, as soon as we uploaded our first video, Extra, we got a lot of good hype, and a lot of people supported us. They started writing under the video. You can read the comments and know it yourself. They were supporting us all over the world. Canadian radio immediately took our song on a rotation, and also in MTV Russia immediately accepted our video for the rotation on their channel. So we got a good support from people all over the world. And as soon as we started emerging, different festivals invited us. We recently came back from Hamburg, where we had a Reeperbahn festival in Germany. We also performed at the Waves Vienna in Austria, and we also performed on the biggest festival of Ukraine, which is Atlas Weekend, and the Mariupol Fest. They are the biggest ones in Ukraine.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
Let's go to your experience or your knowledge regarding Ethiopia. Have you ever visited Ethiopia?
I was 6 years old. When I was 6 years old, that's when the first time I went there, and I went there 4 times. But it was from from 5 to 6. So in this year, I visited Ethiopia for 5 times, 4 times, and that's how I still remember the language. I mean, I understand it. I don't really speak a little bit. But my sister Siona also visited Ethiopia when she was a kid, when she was about 6, I think. Also, Miriam never visited Ethiopia.
Do you have any memory just to recount concerning Ethiopia?
Nothing but language. And my mom used to tell me that I used to like mango split. like fresh juice. That's it.
You are also called as Ndala sisters. So
Yes.
I think as an Ethiopian, I believe that your father's name is Ndala. Just can you tell me something about your family's background?
Yeah, the thing is that in Ukraine, when my dad came over, it was USSR 1986 for the program of exchange program for students. They actually switched his name. His name is Bashar, but his surname is my grandfather's name is Ndale. And my dad's name is Girma. So it's Bashar, Girma, and Dala. But the way they switched, yeah, Bashar.
Yeah.
But Ukrainians, they didn't know what to do, and they always have like the name of your father and your grandfather in the line. So that's how they switched the name, and now we became Ndala. But it's okay, it's still Ethiopian name. But actually Bashar. All my life I was Ndala.
Yeah, you start with family names.
Yeah.
Tell me about the Ethiopian singers you know. Who do you know?
Aster.
In Ethiopia?
I know Aster. I know Talahun Gassase. I know Mahmoud. I
Oh,
know, yes, I know, what was his name? Abesha, we. Johnny Raga. Betty G, right? My competitor on the name. I'm Betty, she's Betty.
basically, yeah.
You said.
Nice.
And what else? There are a lot of other musicians, Ethiopians, that we actually like. They're like world known, like The Weeknd. Who else? Wait a second. There was another one, Amine. And Amine is also a rapper and very emerging artist in Hollywood. You know him,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. And there's a super well known musician. His name is Miguel, and my sister told me just like 10 minutes ago that his wife is Ethiopian. So I was like, okay, nice.
Is there any possibility to have more Ethiopian origin singers in the future in your country or other part of the world?
In my country, I don't think so. I haven't seen anyone being Ethiopian and actually doing music. So I would say that we're the only ones. But who knows what's going to happen next? If it's about other countries, of course it's possible. There are Ethiopian kids all over the world that can show up any moment. Like Amine, I wasn't expecting him to show up or The Weeknd, but at some point they became so huge that even a girl from Ukraine knows about them. So, and people are listening to their songs, so everything is possible.
Okay, as you know, many Africans, particularly Ethiopians, are drawing big inspiration from your works. Have you any idea or plan to stage performances in Ethiopia, or have
We
you
would love
have
to.
any
We would
plan to
love
work
to.
with Ethiopians living abroad in Europe?
Absolutely. Absolutely, we would love to. And if anybody would like to work with us, they should just write us. We are very friendly. I know some great artists in Ethiopia, in Addis. His name is Mudot, and he draws beautiful stuff. So maybe one day we will collaborate. And if there are any others who want to collaborate, please just holler at us, and we will be happy. We should collaborate, of course. That's beautiful.
Okay.
We've never had that experience, and we will also love to have some Ethiopian musicians with traditional sounds, like with traditional instruments, like masinko and other stuff. We would like to have that in our songs. So, if there are anyone who has desire to record some samples or some ideas, we would be happy. We would like to go around, share what we have with people, and if we could help, we would be very happy. no doubts about it. We would go. We want to go. We would like to perform, maybe tour around Ethiopia and talk, maybe do some programs for the people, something. We are into that, so feel free to contact us and we will do that.
Okay. Do you believe that Ethiopia is promoted well to the rest of the world in line with its immense tourism potentials, histories, and culture?
I don't think so. I think that Ethiopia is still it's still in the process of discovering. So we still need to position Ethiopia in high places. That's why we're doing what we're doing, and other athletes, they are helping Ethiopia to like be on top. There are still a lot of talents, bright brains, and beautiful people to still be discovered and placed in the right places. Let's say Lydia Kebede, you know the model, right? She is great, and she is like projecting a beautiful like look on Ethiopia. We are trying to do the same, and there are still a lot more. We know that there's economical situation in Ethiopia and social situation and conflicts and stuff. We pray that that will not stop from talents going around the world, showing what Ethiopia is all about, and showing that we are still need to be discovered. We are Ethiopians, or some people say, "Are you Ethiopian?" We say yes. When I went to Israel and I came to Israel, and the lady with the in the passport control asked me about my passport. I showed her Ukrainian passport. She's like, "How come you have Ukrainian passport? You must be Ethiopian." And she was Ethiopian, and I said, "You must be Ethiopian too." And she said, "Yes, I am." And I said, "Yes, I am too." So as soon as I entered, they said, "Oh my God, first Jewish Ethiopian girl from Ukraine came over," and I was all over the news in Israel. In Jerusalem, I bought a newspaper called Yediot Achronot with my picture on the front. So that's
Ah,
what we do. We just do our best with the best potential, as much as we can, in the best quality, trying to have a good image and just go on and tell people that we are from Ethiopia. And Ethiopia got talents too. So we will still want to use some poetry, Ethiopian poetry. We'd like to use some Ethiopian melodies because they're very complicated and very beautiful and unique. Also, how can you promote the culture? It's by bringing the food, Ethiopian food everywhere. Let's say injera, the bunna is everywhere. Yeah. So whenever I go, I say you're drinking Ethiopian coffee. If it's Arabica, it's not Arabica. It's not from Brazil. It's from Ethiopia. Okay,
oh,
Abyssinia.
that's
So yeah.
awesome. I need you just sing a song in Amharic.
Nano nano ne, nano nano ne, kanchalengu dae. That's what I remember from my childhood. Is
Yeah.
how do you do, my father? Kamashitu dawiye, ara ልጆች እንጫወት በጣም ከእንግዲህ ልጅነት ተመልሶ አይመጣም ልጅነቴ ልጅነቴ ማርና ወተቴ.
People make me bring out my superhero.
How to promote Ethiopia through songs and international language?
Of course, there are a lot of talents that are emerging right now. And first of all, is to do whatever they do with the best quality they can. Secondly, of course, is to have the traditional impact by having traditional instruments or using the language partly or like full song. Thirdly, it's to support those talents because there are a lot of people that have a lot of sources to support Ethiopian kids that are trying and working hard. So supporting the young talents is the best thing to do. Investing in youth is the best thing to do because youth is the future.
more than half of Ethiopians are living in darkness, and Ethiopia is building a huge hydroelectric power dam named Great Renaissance
Bye.
Ethiopian Great Renaissance Dam or GRET. But some countries are trying to hinder the construction process through various pressures. What's your comment on that?
That's very weird that they're trying to stop that because Ethiopian people deserve to have that. We are living in 21st century and that's okay to have electricity, and that's weird that somebody is stopping Ethiopia. And these people should stop and let Ethiopians have what we need to have. And especially, we're not harming nobody. We need to have our own light, and electricity is very important. And I want them to acknowledge that it's against the human rights. It's against diplomacy, and it's against a lot of things. They're just stopping us from development and to build the dam, to have the electricity with full potential, uh, to make the standards of living higher for every Ethiopian from in every class, to have more high and middle classes than the low classes, so that everybody will grow, to have an education for the kids, the food, the healthcare, the peace all over the borders, and internal peace in the country, to find a lot of beautiful things in the country. I know that I still believe that there is oil in Ethiopia. There is a lot of other things. Then, of course, there's Abebas. Like, that's why we have Addis Abeba, right? Because of the flowers. I want them to bloom more, have a lot of, export and import, traveling around, so like economical growth. I wish Ethiopia will have economical growth, and of course scientific growth, more great things to achieve and see the goals. And of course we are the best in sports and running. Let's just keep that constant.
Many thanks to you. Shalom.
Shalom.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Shalom.
He exists. Door. I just wanna